terms of dollar pairs, I'm quite on the fence. I'm waiting for NFP tomorrow to kind of set the tone, because I find a lot of pairs are kind of consolidating right now. Euro USD not moving well. I know we just had the ECB interest rate decision, which did come out as expected. Looks like Euro is a little bit bullish off the back of that. But in all honesty, Euro is kind of in a big consolidation. So I'm not reading too much into the price because we're kind of not really doing much. Of course, if you break out, then that changes things. But at the moment, we're still kind of in that range. Aussie dollar, this one's in a range for me as well. USD CAD, we talked a lot about that one yesterday because we did have the CAD news yesterday, and this one's still kind of in that range as well. So truthfully speaking, DXY for me, although yes, has been bearish, we're coming into an area where we could be forming a higher low, which is kind of my predicament. We've got the low here, second low there. We're in that area where we could be forming a higher low. So DXY for me, dollars at a crossroads. Are we going to print in that higher low and see price push up? Or are we going to maintain that bearish momentum and continue down? And I feel like NFP will decide that for us. And then, yeah, I'll just be looking for my pullbacks. But it's been difficult. It's been difficult now on the dollar pairs. So yeah, with NAS 100, we're looking exceptionally bullish. We did touch upon this one yesterday. I said if we can get a pullback into this high, this would be nice for a retest, because I believe we were trading around here yesterday. Nice little pullback would have been nice for a retest and some upside, but yeah, the market was just very, very bullish. We didn't have that pullback, which would have been nice for some entries. And now we've created new highs there. So yes, you would look for another pullback now. You would look for another pullback. In terms of levels of interest, I know we've broken through a high here, but it's just the breakout's not big enough for me to consider that as a sufficient retest yet. If we were to break out a little bit higher, then I'll consider looking for a break and retest there, but it's not a big enough breakout for me. So I'd rather be looking at areas like such, which again, fairly low down. It will take a pretty big pullback for us to get there. But with the news we've got coming up, I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. So yeah, in terms of direction, I mean, it's still a very bullish market. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows. We're still seeing strength in these impulsive moves. So I would be looking for price to pull back and continue higher. And this would be my preferred level to buy from, trading around 18,700. So that's kind of my take on NAS. I mean, you could still be looking at a retest of this level here, but I'd rather get long from that level. So that's kind of my take on it, but it's still a very bullish market. We were looking at S&P as well. S&P really pushing off, creating new highs there as well, just about. Again, I would be looking at retest of these levels here for some longs, and just looking to anticipate that next high low. Dollar CHF is actually a pair which I'm very invested in. I'm looking to sell if we can see a pullback. We've had a really nice move to the downside here. Price has been looking very bearish. I'm now looking for a pullback of that to then short. We've broken through a really, really big level here, trading around 0.90100. So I'm looking to see if the market can pull back into that same level. And I'm looking for downside. So this is the opportunity I'm looking for dollar CHF. Or maybe we could see DXY push up off the back of tomorrow, and then we can get the sells maybe early next week. But in terms of market structure, we've had a big kind of consolidation. The market's tried to continue this bullish trend, but it's failed. We've cracked really important support. So I would be looking at a pullback for that next lower high to form. We had one over there, looking at a second there, and now potentially a third. And of course, the follow through to the downside. So dollar CHF looks really clear to me. Price action is really good. High time frames look good. Just now waiting to see if we can get that pullback, of course, to then short. In terms of gold, we had a nice little break to the upside. We were speaking about this descending channel yesterday on gold, and I said not really eager to trade inside of it, but if we do see a breakout higher, things get interesting, and we have now seen that breakout higher. So let's see if we can print that higher low in next and just kind of continue to the upside. I'm looking at the retest of the high here at 23.53. Nice break to the upside. Now looking at a pullback. It would be nice to see if we can retest this for some upside, because what I'm looking at on the daily chart is still a very, very bullish market. Yes, we're a bit corrected now, and we did take out that high and we did have a really aggressive pullback, so we are losing some steam. But the technicals are still very bullish here. Fundamentals, I'll still be very bullish as well. We have a lot of bullish momentum present as well, and by the looks of things, it looks like price is trying to form that next high low here too. So yeah, after that breakout yesterday, I'll be looking at a retest of this for some upside. I'm already in silver, so I'm not really eager to jump into gold as well. Gold and silver are very correlated, so if I'm trading one, I'm kind of trading both really. So I'm not really keen to get in gold unless it looks really good. Then I'll get involved, because my silver position is risk free, so I don't mind if it does pull back against me. Of course, I would rather it continue, but if it does, I will be looking at gold longs here.
This week only, our trading software, the Edge Finder, is 20% off. We've been working hard to make the Edge Finder the best trading tool on the market by including even more scoring metrics to make our bullish and bearish biases even more accurate. With the Edge Finder, you'll get a daily list of top setups, access to our COT data and retail sentiment breakdowns, brand new fundamental data tabs like interest rates data, CPI data, seasonality, and labor market data. The Edge Finder is used by both swing traders and day traders all over the world, including our very own trader Nick, who uses it in all of his trading setups. If you want access to the Edge Finder, you can find it down in the description below, but don't forget, this big 20% discount isn't around much longer, so get it before it's too late.
We do have the dollar news in about 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes, so we'll see what happens there. We'll take a look at euro as well. But in terms of pound USD, it's at some resistance now. We might see price react to that. Again, I'm definitely not a bear in this market. I'm looking for buying opportunities. I was talking about this level down here at 1.262 yesterday. I said it would be nice if we can see a push back down into that level. I'm still looking for that move. I do think there's a good chance we can see that. The market's quite corrective now, which is definitely a sign of the market losing a bit of steam, losing a bit of momentum, and we could see that pullback happen. And this is a really nice level, sturdy resistance. Price broke through with some nice momentum, never had the retest. So it's still a relatively fresh level should we get back here, meaning good chance of a bounce. And yeah, I would be looking at that next high low forming. We've had one back here, second over there, and I think we've got a good chance of a third if we retest that area. So that's my plan with pound USD. Of course, I can understand people looking to short up high here, anticipating that down move. Not really not really the move I'll be looking for myself, but there's definitely some logic there. As we approach some major resistance on the daily chart, 1.28, we could see some downside. So if you're looking for some shorts, it's a good place for it. I would have my stop loss above the high there, just to have a safer stop loss. If we have another up move, that could be another excuse to short as well. But yeah, I'll be waiting for the longs further down. Dollar yen, last time I looked at this one, was looking a little bit bearish on the hourly chart. Not much there. Again, dollar yen still very confidently bullish on the higher time frames. We got the dollar news in the moment, so I'll take a look at some dollar pairs in a moment. But dollar yen still very much in a confident uptrend, so I'm still expecting upside. I think there's a good chance we get back to the resistance up here at 158.200. So I would be looking for buy opportunities, but in my book, if you didn't enter down here, I feel like the buy is kind of, the train's left the station a little bit. It's a bit of an awkward time to be entering buys now, as we do approach this kind of area here where sellers will be sitting in the low time frames, price support, term resistance, brief area of supply there as well. So I wouldn't really be looking to buy the market now if you weren't already down there, or maybe we do get back down there for a double bottom and then push up. So think about that. But now I wouldn't say makes the best opportunity for a buy. So I would wait for price to relax a little bit. But yeah, we have jobless claims coming out. We had, of course, euro interest rate just came out. Euro, of course, is looking pretty bullish right now. Let me see how that's reacting to other euro pairs. Okay, yeah, euro Aussie's pushing up, euro pound's pushing up, euro yen's pushing up. So yeah, euro is definitely bullish across the board right now. So yeah, I'm not liking the price action really with euro. It's kind of, it's choppy. There is a somewhat of an uptrend at play, but it's very corrective. Very corrective. So not really planning to follow it. Okay, so we've just had jobless claims come out, and so far that's giving Euro USD even more of a kick to the upside. So potentially some weakness, but again, I'm waiting for my candle closures. We've had 115 euro interest rate, and we've had 130 jobless claims. So we've had two kind of news events within this hourly candle. So I will be waiting for that candle to close before I read too much into the price. As I was saying yesterday, waiting for the candle to close after the news, then we can kind of digest price a little bit better and see how price is reacting to the news. Because sometimes we do like leaving our wicks and pulling back and then even becoming bearish or bullish. So a lot can happen in that space of time. But yeah, right now we are looking pretty bullish. Let me look at some other dollar pairs. USD pushing up a little bit, pound likewise, Aussie dollar pushing up a little bit. How's my silver trade doing? Silver's not really doing too much there, a bit of a wick to the downside, but pretty much still in the same spot. Dollar suit chef pushing down. How's gold looking? Gold's had a bit of a pop to the upside there. Again, not really anything too crazy. The real moves will probably be tomorrow for NFP. How's DXY looking? Yeah, DXY a bit of a bearish candle there. So again, we are looking bearish there, but truthfully, we're still trading comfortably at support. So it doesn't really do too much to me. Unless we break through support, then of course, that's a significant move. But if we're just going to close bearish into support and then just consolidate, till tomorrow, then in terms of price action, doesn't really mean too much.
First one on the list, the classic euro and the US dollar. Basically, I took a trade here, a buy setup. It's a liquidity sweep. So let me analyze it. Let me analyze this trade. What did I see? Well, I basically saw a channel right here. Okay. So when you see a channel, usually there is going to be liquidity above and below the channel. And then I also saw some buying pressure in this leg and buying pressure in this leg as well. So there are going to be some buyers buying after this candle and possibly buying after this candle. Where do they put their stop losses? Most likely underneath this major low. So that's another confluence. And the third confluence is going to be this major low takeout. This area is definitely significant. Okay, so for me, there were at least three major confluences. The first one being the nice wide range. The second one being buying pressure inside of the range, and the third one being a major low takeout. When I see three major confluences and a significant level such as this one, I look for a push into that level, rejection of the level, large wick like this one, and then a nice bullish candle. Got in with a 10 pip stop loss, aiming for a 3-to-1 risk to reward, and just now I got taken out for a win. So during the night, it almost got to take profit and then reversed. Okay, and at this point, I was tempted to close it for a small profit, but I always have to follow the plan. I have to follow the stop loss and take profit rules. Left it in and just now got taken out for a 3R winner. And I am risking 0.5% on these liquidity sweep entries currently because they're still pretty new for me. So I want to get used to them and I want to still adjust my risk size. I started with 0.25, then now I'm at 0.5%. Gonna bump it up to 0.75 all the way to 1% per trade. That is the main goal in the end. And that is what I would suggest you guys as well. If you're implementing a new entry into your trading strategy, make sure you gradually increase the risk size. Okay, always gradually increase the risk. Never go full on 1% right from the start, because then the losses will come as they usually come and you're going to lose a lot of confidence. On the 1 hour chart, I'm going to give you my analysis on the 1 hour because I exclusively trade the 1 hour chart, but we're also going to bump it up to, let's say, the 4 hour or the daily just to make things a bit more interesting. The 1 hour for me on most pairs is very flat and range bound. So I'm employing the liquidity sweep entry, which is a range bound sort of an entry on almost all of the currency pairs. I'm not trading it on all currency pairs, but I would be looking for the liquidity sweep on most of them. This one is not a different story. It's basically the same story as all of the other pairs. Flat, corrective, range bound. I would look what happens in these extremes right here and possibly right here. If we bump it up to the 4 hour, looks to be in a bit of an uptrend. Let's bump it up to the daily. The daily is kind of ascending, creating an ascending channel. So I would not be surprised that this actually reverses in the opposite direction. So the 1 hour chart is telling me that we are pretty flat. The 4 hour, I'm not kind of reading it, but the daily is telling me that this is maybe going to reverse because of the ascending channel. Okay, usually when I spot a clean ascending channel such as this one, then usually the price reverses in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's it for an EU. Then we're gonna do GBP JPY. GBP JPY. Let's do OANDA. And for GBP JPY on this 1 hour chart, for me, according to my methodology, I have my highs and lows placed. It is this indicator right here that I use, GT recent high low by Bonk Hyun. I'm just waiting for the break of this high or this low. So when the price is stuck for me between this low and this high, as it is here, it's basically inside and ranging. I'm just more patient and I'm waiting for better price action. So my analysis for this currency pair is that it is range bound, flat and corrective on this 1 hour chart. Bump it up to the 4 hour. Also flat, pretty flat right here. Daily sort of in an uptrend, but not the cleanest. When I want to see a clean uptrend, I want to see large bullish legs and small pullbacks. Large bullish legs and small pullbacks, okay? And for me, this looks like a weak leg, large pullback. Nice leg, large pullback. Nice leg, absolutely huge pullback. So not the best, not looking the best. What I can spot is possibly a V reversal formation on the 4 hour chart. Possibly even a inverse head and shoulders, if you want to call it. It's all the same thing, okay? So head and shoulders, cup and handle, V reversals is the same thing, different name. What you expect when you see this sort of a formation, such as a V reversal or a inverse head and shoulders, you're expecting an uptrend, okay? So if we get the confirmation, if we get the signature, if we get the large impulse going up, well, then we can look for buy setups. For me, gold is super flat. If I just squeeze the price action like this, it's looking like a very flat, corrective range-bound price action. This was, for me, clearly a fake out. What's a fake out? It is an impulse that retraces and continues ranging around, okay? So you basically have the nice flat range, you have the impulse going up, and then it retraces heavily, aggressively, and possibly continues ranging around in this general area. So gold on the 1 hour chart is looking pretty flat. 4 hour, same story for me. This is also looking flat and corrective, so I don't see much. And on the daily, same story as well. So if I squeeze it out, sure, we had a very nice and a very clean uptrend right here. Okay, we definitely did, but now price is just pausing in this general area. We're getting some major selling pressure as well, as you can see in this candle, and this leg as well. So for me, this is flat, corrective, range bound. And if I'm a trend trader, which I'm trading trending entries and range bound entries, but I'm mostly focusing on most pairs. I'm trading only the trending entries. As a trend trader, I would not touch this price action, okay? I think Miko said a similar thing right before me. I heard he said that most pairs, most instruments are in a sort of a consolidation, and that is definitely the case. Maybe on some Forex currency pairs, we can get some movement because tomorrow is NFP, and NFP is a very important event. Usually NFP can create some nice trends. So that is it for gold. Silver may look a bit different. Let's check out silver. Yeah, it does look a bit different. What I'm seeing on silver is it's definitely not flat and range bound. It's overall moving in sort of a descending channel, if you can spot it, right? It's moving down, but very correctively. Notice how the major lows are being broken very correctively right here, here as well. We're not getting that major selling pressure. Instead, we're getting some very weak momentum each time we break. That's not a good sign for the price to go down. For me, that is a sign that the price wants to go up. So what I have found in my backtesting, usually if you get a nice clean descending channel like this, well, then price usually reverses in the opposite direction, starts a very nice and strong uptrend. We did get the signature right here. Okay, this was looking nice, but then we got some major selling pressure. The price just could not commit, especially with this candle. This is not a good story anymore. I wanted to see possibly a small pullback, nice clean flag formation, and then for the price to continue. Okay, that would be a good scenario. This is giving me a major warning sign now. So on the 1 hour, I would be more patient right now. On the 4 hour, looks pretty flat, to be honest. Looks pretty flat in the general area. If we just replay it by a little bit, according to my high and low methodology that I use, price was just stuck between the high and the low, broke the low, and as you can see, retraced. So yeah, I would not really touch silver. To be honest, daily is gonna look... Well, daily was in an uptrend. Technically, it still is in an uptrend because it never broke this major low level. So we had a push-up, pullback, another push-up. Okay, I have my alarms going off. To check the charts, I'm gonna do it a bit later. Push-up, pullback, push-up again, but then major selling pressure. So I'm a trend trader, I'm a momentum trader as well. And if I'm seeing major selling pressure as I'm seeing right now, that's a major warning sign to me. I would not personally be a buyer in this market on silver. Aussie US dollar, yeah, I was in a trade here as well. It was around the similar time as the Euro US dollar. We can break the trade down quickly. So what was I seeing? Well, basically, again, a couple of confluences that this level is gonna get rejected. I was seeing a nice range right here. I was seeing some buying pressure in this leg. So this low is gonna be significant. There's gonna be some stop losses underneath this low. I was seeing 1, 2, 3 lows, 3 levels right here, and then all of them get taken out by this candle. It even takes out some of the prior levels as well. If you're into support and resistance, I think it did take these out just barely, just by 0.5 pips. But what I mainly focused was a takeout of these 3 lows. So we have a couple of confluences. Those are the nice range. Buying pressure here is going to attract some buyers to put their stop losses underneath this low. And then the third confluence is going to be a takeout of 1, 2, and 3 key lows. Price takes this level out, retraces, nice bullish candle. I get in with a 10 pip stop loss, aiming for a 3-to-1 risk to reward, risking 0.5% on this position, and the price hits the take profit during the night, somewhere like 2 in the morning. So this was a very nice, no-brainer, very high probability liquidity sweep setup. And that's what you can do in these range bound conditions, okay? You can identify a flat range, which this definitely is, right? Very, very flat. You can identify the extremes of the range, such as this level, or maybe you want to even aim for the level above it, and then you wait to see how the price reacts in these levels. If the price can just push into them and retrace like this, then you basically sell the top, buy the bottom, and that's about it. You have a play, you have a trade, okay? So that is the basics of the liquidity sweep entry. And as you can see, most of the currency pairs are currently very, very stagnant and range bound. So the liquidity sweep is going to work very nicely.
Did you know we do a live trading show Monday through Friday with guests from all over the world? To get notified when we go live, click the bell button next to the subscribe button or check in at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We have helpful, free content in the description below and on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you tomorrow.